Hello. I never thought I would be doing this video, but I think it's been time to honestly do it. And I think I've briefly talked about my experience of moving abroad, but since we're having clear skies today and Melbourne's actually, cooperating today with me and the weather, I said why not talk about how I moved to Australia. So honestly, I always had this dream of living abroad and seeing something completely different that was out of the norm for me, and doing something different. And ever since I was a kid, I was always kind of like, I want to live abroad, I want to see something new, I want to live abroad. And so in 2023, I kind of had this dream of like go to Australia. So like in March, April, around that time, I would say I started romanticizing it, and I was into it. And I was like, okay, I want to go, because I always told myself I always wanted to live abroad and experience a different place and do something that's out of my comfort zone, do something completely different. So then, I then listened. I ended up getting like a reading or session on it about how it would go for me, and I ended up listening to somebody that I shouldn't have listened to, because I probably would have moved to Australia in like 2024 if I had stayed consistent with it. I would probably already been here for a while now. But I do believe things happen when they're supposed to happen. So yeah. So then fast forward, towards like August of 2024, we had just came back from Vegas, and I was kind of like in that space where I was like just getting, I had a conversation with somebody, and she was just kind of like, where do you really want to go? Because I would tell her Arizona, because I was always the person, I never like aspire to move somewhere in the United States. That was never like a dream state for me. Maybe at some point it was Colorado, but then I was like, I don't like cold. No, I don't like snow. So then I was like, I'm not gonna go there. So then, I'm like, she's like, where do you really want to go? And I was like, I always want to live abroad. And I said Australia. And she said, you see that excitement behind saying Australia? So kid you not, I went to the store. I started with the vision board. I literally went to the store. I went online. I found pictures and stuff on it. I will insert a little video montage, or like my little vision board that I did. And I went online on Pinterest and I looked up all of these pictures. I went to Walgreens, got them printed out, put it on the thing, and I would say the first thing I did was, having a dream and actually starting. You know, a lot of reasons, a lot of times, a lot of people dreams don't happen is because they don't start, or they one listen to naysayers and they listen to other people. And if you want your dreams to happen and you want things to happen, you have to go against the grain. You have to do something that you don't want to do, or you can't see yourself actually doing. And I was kind of like, I'm gonna do this vision board. So I did my vision board, and then as I was starting to be more positive about it every single day, I found myself being very much kind of like, my ego started coming in. And I would say the next thing is, you have to work on your ego when it comes to moving or chasing your dream or anything, right? And this is something I had to work on this journey of moving to Australia, following a big dream instead of playing small. I had to tell my soul, my ego, literally one day, because I was like meditating, or I was doing something, and I kept hearing, you know, you can't do this, it's too big. I started getting scared, right, of the possibility of being here. How was I going to be able to do this? How was I going to be able to make this happen? And it's Friday, Wednesday, it's like a great day in Melbourne. And I was kind of like, how am I going to do all of these things without a plan, right? And my ego was coming to me and telling me, you can't do this, don't do this. And I had to tell my ego, no, I appreciate you, but this is something I really want. I would say how I even, besides doing a vision board, I would say I was positive every single day. I started doing my research on the different visas to come here. I started also learning the laws and certain things that were way different from America. And I was like, oh, okay. I started educating myself on the culture here, the people, the laws, the rules, everything about being here in Australia. And I started visualizing myself. When I would look at my vision board, I would visualize myself at these places. I visualize myself there because I feel like the more you visualize, the more you bring that into fruition. And I will be honest, I did have days of doubt where I didn't think it was gonna happen. Kid you not, in January of last year, I was kind of like not in a great moment. I think we had a Mars retrograde at that point, and I was just like, F it all. I was so sad. I was kind of like, how's this gonna happen? I just want this to happen for the end of the year. And you know, I hadn't even sent off my visa, so I was kind of like worrying about all about that. And I was just like, okay. So then, you know, I eventually applied for my visa in August of 2025, and I didn't notice till 2 weeks later where I saw that I was approved and I got granted it so quick, and I was like, oh my god. So then I was really excited about that, and you know, I would still, no matter what, leading up to August, I would tell myself that I'm gonna go, I'm gonna be there, and I had to deal with the breakup with my ex and everything, and I kept telling myself, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna be living there, it's gonna happen, I don't know how, but I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna be there, and it's gonna happen for me, right? Because anything is possible in this world. And it got approved the next day. I was like, you know, it's a little expensive, but that was it, right? I would say the process of the other thing I really had to worry about was a flight, and I had a 25-hour flight day. It was pretty long, pretty long. I talked about it briefly on one of my move to Australia videos about solo traveling, something like that, and that was pretty hard. Jet lags was crazy, right? I would also say that for anybody that is aspiring, you know, when I got to customs, I thought that like I was gonna have to like show them all these papers that I had printed out. I printed out pay stubs. I printed out like all of these things that I thought I need to print it out because, you know. But no, she just asked me questions about here and all of those things, and I was like, yeah. And so then it kind of like let me go off. But this video is for anybody that wants to have a dream. That wants something to happen for themselves. You have to believe in that dream, and you have to get past your ego and actually make it happen. Don't listen to your ego. Thank your ego for trying to protect you and understanding it, right? But don't do that, right? You can have anything it is that you want in this world with the right mentality, and you will meet people along the way that will help you. I'm telling you, by like October 1st, I saw my mind was like, I'm gonna move in November. I don't know how. I was like, I'm gonna leave in November. By October 1st of last year, I'm telling you guys, all I had was an approved visa, no plane ticket. And my kid you not, I got my plane ticket, I think a week later. It was like, I think it was before my birthday, or it was around my birthday or something. I got my plane ticket, and I was like, so fast, right? And I just feel like I say all of this to say is that if you want to do something, go for it. Dream bigger, dream huge, do the things that scare you, because that is what's going to get you out of your comfort zone. That is what's going to lead you to places that you never thought you'd go. And if you have a dream, it's yours. You're already living it. It just has to match up with your current reality. So yeah, if you want to do something, go for it. Believe in yourself, and don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the naysayers. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really would say my major tips, really, just to end this off, is vision boards, meditating, working on your mentality, doing what you need to do, educating yourself on what it is that you want to do, right? And since I was talking about my move here, educating yourself on that country, the laws and everything, and preparing because it's coming, it's happening. What is for you will be for you. So